This is the story of how I got fired and made over $200,000 to prove my boss wrong, and how YouTube made it all possible. I woke up like it was any other day. The usual buzz of the alarm, the cold tiles under my feet, the quiet hum of a morning filled with potential. Then I got the email. My boss was cutting my pay in half. I was putting in the same amount of work and putting out the same level of quality, but for some reason, he just decided that I was worth less. I stared at the screen for so long that the words in front of me started to blur. I'd been saving to move my family out of our tiny apartment, dreaming of getting my first car, but in an instant, because of one man's words, those dreams completely shattered. Like glass, I saw everything slipping through my fingers, the car keys, the lease, the moment I would surprise my mom with the news. As the images of everything I could no longer achieve flashed before me, tears began to flow down my eyes like a river. I was in denial. In my mind, I thought if only he saw how hard I worked, he wouldn't do this. So I tried to explain. I poured everything into my reply, the time, the effort, the passion I put into my work. But then he simply replied with this. My heart started pounding so hard it felt like it would pop out of my chest. My hands suddenly became sweaty. It was like watching my future get flushed down the drain. I stared at the email for what felt like hours. And then suddenly, things started looking different. My sadness slowly turned to anger. This was the last time I would let one man decide when I eat and when I starve, when I get to dream and when I must wake up and grind, when I speak and when I must stay silent to keep the peace. What do you do when you hit rock bottom? Do you stay down feeling sorry for yourself? I stayed up nearly all through that night. Video after video after video, watching every single kind of online business I could start. I didn't go to uni, so I had no plan B. This had to work. Dropshipping, affiliate marketing, day trading, every rabbit hole, every make money online promise, I checked them all. And after hours of digging, I found something different.
High income skills.
High income skills.
High income skills.
High income skills.
Highest leverage skills.
High income skills that have helped me personally make millions of dollars.
That's when it clicked. I didn't need to chase shiny objects. I could use what I already had, writing. I'd been doing it for my boss, so I was already good. I just had to position myself the right way. So at 3 a.m. while the world slept, I opened a Fiverr account. I created a gig as a writer, uploaded it, and went to bed feeling like maybe, just maybe I'd found my way out. But when I woke up, silence. No messages, no clicks, nothing. I told my sister what I was doing and she said,
Fiverr is too saturated. There's no way anyone's hiring you.
But I didn't listen. I couldn't afford to. I was going to prove my boss wrong or die trying. That's how desperate I was. So every morning, like clockwork, I logged in, created new gigs, edited old ones, changed the title, rewrote the description, added tags, short thumbnails, made a gig video. One day turned into a week into a month into 3. Then in January 2020, 3 months after that night, I got the email. I got my first message. $10 for a 2,000-word script. Less than what my boss was paying. People told me that I was being silly, that I should be working for my boss instead. I could make more money and stop wasting my time. But I wasn't chasing quick wins. I was building my way out of dependency. Out of that feeling like my entire life could be controlled by one man's mood. So I kept going. The first order led to another, and slowly the flywheel started to spin. Most days I was working 10 to 12 hours, juggling between client work and my day jobs. No breaks, no weekends, no shortcuts, just me alone at the old dining table in our tiny apartment. Then, in March 2020, the world shut down. It's crazy to think how fast everything in life can change. As the world was shutting down, for me, everything was just starting to open up. When the pandemic hit, everyone suddenly wanted to become a YouTuber. And because I already had 3 months of momentum as a YouTube scriptwriter, the orders started flooding in. Meanwhile, at the same time, my old boss lost around 90% of his income and laid everyone off, including me. To this day, he still owes me a salary for the first 3 months of 2020. I stared at my Fiverr dashboard watching the inquiries roll in, and all I could think of was, what if I hadn't built this? What if I had just accepted that email, pulled my head down, stayed quiet and kept working? I would have been jobless, locked inside in a country where politicians were hoarding expired noodles that were supposed to be palliatives for the poor. At this point, I was making more than I ever had with my boss. I had proved him wrong, proved my worth, but I knew that this was just the beginning. This wasn't just about revenge anymore, it was about building something that could stand the test of time. There were thousands of other writers on Fiverr. How do you stand out in a sea of other qualified talent? Then it hit me. If people were hiring me to write YouTube scripts, why not show them I could write by making the YouTube videos myself? I had tried YouTube before and failed, but then I was chasing virality and trends, trying to please the algorithm. But this time I did things differently. No clickbait, no gimmicks, just videos that showed potential clients what I could do. My goal was to completely eliminate the need for sales calls and test scripts. Each video became a portfolio piece, different styles, different niches. Every upload said, here's what I can do in a real video. Clients didn't have to guess if I would understand their brand. They could see it, they could hear it, and more importantly, they could feel it. And feel it they did, because everything exploded. I was getting so many orders that I had to hire 4 different writers just to keep up. In my best month, I made over $5,000 in pure profit, even after Fiverr's 20% cut. But it didn't stop there. People started reaching out to me directly via email, WhatsApp, Instagram, asking to work with me outside of Fiverr. Shh, don't tell them. One of the craziest things I experienced was when a Chinese businessman messaged me. He said he loved my videos so much and wanted me to make videos for his company. This is absolutely insane considering the fact that YouTube is banned in China. So basically, this man who was using a VPN watched my videos when I had less than 1,000 subscribers and was barely getting any views, and he offered to pay me $1,200 to make 6 videos per month for his company. That was the first time I had ever earned that much from a single client in a month. That job changed my life. I renovated the spare room in our house and turned it into a proper YouTube studio. I hired my sister to write for me and one of my closest friends to edit the videos. And because of that opportunity, my friend was able to drop out of uni and become a full-time video editor. Today, he works with one of the biggest tech content creators in all of Africa. I was truly on top of the world. Then, in 2021, something even crazier happened.
Hi, Emeka. My name is Mike. I'm not here to waste your time, so I'll get right to the point. Long story short, I run a YouTube brand with over 1 million subscribers called Aperture. We create science-based educational content with a laid-back style. I've been looking to bring a solid scriptwriter onto the team to help create 48 written scripts per month that will be turned into YouTube videos.
One of my favorite YouTubers reached out to me and asked me to write for him. He asked for a test script, but instead I sent him a video I had made a year before, written and edited exactly in his style. He hired me on the spot, no test, no revisions, and he paid me 3 times more than anyone ever had for a single script. From 2020 to 2022, I was soaring, but success, like everything else, is seasonal. As the world returned to normal, so did the demand. Fewer people were starting YouTube channels, so Fiverr slowed down. And then came the blow. The YouTuber I had been writing for decided to sell his channel. Just like that, the 2 pillars of everything I had built, Fiverr and this client, were starting to crack beneath me. For a moment, I felt like it could all collapse again. But this time, I was ready. I wasn't that scared kid anymore, the one who cried over an email and felt like his whole life had been pulled from under him. I was different now. I had built a business, managed people, delivered scripts that generated millions of views and hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. So when my client sold his channel, I didn't panic. I applied for a full-time role with the new company to manage the channel. My heart was pounding during the 3 interviews, but I knew I was ready. Not just because I could talk YouTube, but because I had lived it. And they recognized that and hired me. Since 2022, I've been working full-time with that company, managing the channel, writing scripts, and creating bangers every single week. And the best part is that if I got fired tomorrow, I wouldn't be afraid, because I'm no longer at the mercy of one man or one email or one job. I've built the skills and the body of work to know what to do if I ever get to that point again. But there's a new boss that I need to prove wrong. One that's more sinister than the last, more invisible, more patient, and if I don't defeat him, it might cost me everything. That new boss is me, or rather that voice inside of me, you, all of us. The one that says you're not good enough, the one that shows you someone else's highlight reel and constantly reminds you just how far behind you are in comparison. The one that tells you it's too late to start, even though it's the same voice that told you you were not quite ready when you wanted to start earlier. I've thought about making this video for a really long time, but every time I sat down to write, I stopped myself. I would hear that voice say, you haven't made it yet. You're not a finance bro pulling 10k a month in your sleep, so who would want to listen to you? You got nothing to offer. And for a while, I believed it. But then I realized that most people can't even relate to those finance bros flexing their Lambos and private jets, because most of us don't start at 60%. We start at 0. No trust fund, no safety net, no network of rich people that can be your first clients. Nothing. But that's where I come from, the trenches. The most money I've ever received from anyone as a gift since I was born equates to $10 that my friend sent me 2 years ago on my birthday. I started paying rent at 17. I paid the last year of my 3-year software engineering course on my own. I moved my mom into a new house, got a car, and basically retired her. Some genius with a perfect plan. I was the kid staring at a screen crying over an email, with dreams too big for his room and hands too shaky to hold them. But I was a kid desperate enough to try. There's an Igbo saying that goes, "Onekwe chi ekwe," which means when a man says yes, his God will also say yes. If you're in that same position where you feel like your life isn't in your own hands, or you're tired of feeling like you're a character in a video game and someone else is with the controller, I'd encourage you to take a leap of faith and just start something. Say yes, and the universe will say yes to you.